treasure hunt. Never mind. Hello, it's me again. I think someone famous sang that. I just got back from a second boots on the ground trip in the Dillon area. This time I concentrated on the Pioneer Mountain Scenic Byway since during my previous trip, I think the 35-mile stretch between Pettingill Campground and Elkhorn Recreation Area, Hot Springs, was closed. And this time I wanted to concentrate on that area. And even though some of you might think that I'm giving a lot of information away with what I'm about to present, but I just want you all to know I am certainly not the first person to have these ideas. Many people have the ideas, as I found out when I went to the Coolidge area and parked, looked at license plates, trying to pick out who were searchers. And ultimately, it was really fun because some of them recognized me. So we all sort of put our heads together and we did share a lot of our ideas. I think most of us actually kept the details close to our chests and did not give them away. But anyway, I just want to present some of the general ideas and mostly just to show the scenery. For those of you who might be attending Justin's book signing on the 21st of next month, at least you will get an idea of what this area looks like. And maybe something I show you here will, I don't know, maybe it'll help you eliminate a place or concentrate more on a place. Regardless, I hope you enjoy my video. Let's start with what we know. Justin said on his website, astute readers may notice subtle differences between the ebook and the hardcover. Those differences are intentional. The most obvious differences are the fact that Justin skipped the picture of Aiden, Mike, and him on Comet Mountain on page 117 and the picture of his mom in the Dillon area on page 4. Why are these important? Is Justin suggesting that we subtract page 117 of Comet Mountain and page 4 with his mom in Dillon to get our longitude of 113? Maybe this is just coincidence, but I'm going to use it because the Pioneer Mountain Scenic Byway runs just to the west of longitude 113 degrees. What else do we know? We know Justin said the treasure hunt takes place in the wilderness. I think this area checks that box. Justin even said that there are some really good hints in the Netflix series. My favorites are the Railroad Lock, his grandfather's book, but most of all, the spur. Moving on, Justin said there were hints in the Netflix series that will guide you in the book. In the acknowledgement section of his book, he said his book is equal parts memoir, confessor, and treasure map. I followed what I considered to be his breadcrumbs, or the treasure map in his book, which took me to Polaris and the shadows of Comet Mountain. When asked how much is solvable from home, his answer was a fair amount. My problem is that despite using Google Maps 3D, I still have to see the area in person, hence a second boots on the ground Reconn trip. Is it just me, or have others noticed how Justin morphed the Scenic Byway signs together to create his book cover? And he has an arrow there telling you to turn, for Pete's sake. I guess the starting point for me is Polaris, which is the North Star of the Little Dipper. Specifically the story The Fitzwaters. Remember his grandpa's book lying on the desk beside the monitors in Netflix, a possible clue. Anyway, he wrote, his annual migrations may have given us a rhythm to live by, but it was those northern moments that gave us something far more precious. A legacy of wild places and wilder stories, each one as true as the North Star and twice as bright. I did take time to go into the post office and say hello to the locals and buy some stamps. Also, if you're driving through there and you have time, turn right onto Clark Creek Road right across from the Grasshopper Inn and drive into Ma Barnes' store and say hello to Ma. She is a sweetheart of a lady. Her name is Betty, and she allowed me to take a picture of her, and she signed my book. I guess this is the time to mention what I consider the most important statement on Justin's website. Let me get this right. I'm going to read it. At the heart of Beyond the Map's Edge is a poem, and this poem unlocks my treasure hunt. Although the other elements will certainly assist you, the poem is the key. I'm not going to reveal what my solutions are to the poem, but I do want to talk about a couple more things that I found so interesting. And one of the things I want to talk about is Coolidge, and just a few other items that I found along my drive. If you drive the Scenic Byway, I highly suggest you stop at the pullouts to read the plaques. This one was a giant confirmer for me when I read, "At the granite peaks of the East Pioneers, you know, in Ursa East his realm awaits," and "double arcs on granite bold." By day 3, I was trying to figure out the best way to get to the base of Comet Mountain. I considered walking from here. I tried the adjacent fields from the Price campground, but ultimately I decided to drive to the ghost town of Coolidge. It was during this drive to Coolidge where I had my aha moment. The Saddleback Mountain and its double arcs on granite bold, framed by the pine trees of the surrounding forest, almost gave me a heart attack. I mean, in a good way. From either parking lot, you just need to walk a short mile to the ghost town. There's a map showing the boundaries, enclosed areas, etc. There's also a sign indicating no vehicles over 40 inches wide, but motorcycles and bikes are legal. Holy cow. Did Justin use his e-bike he described in one of his stories about getting through the west entrance of Yellowstone? I mean, he mentioned on his website it took at least 4 trips from a vehicle. He also said you don't need to hike a great distance. You don't need to hike more than a mile to figure out where the treasure is at. I believe by the time you get to the end of the ghost town, the distance is about a mile. There are several signs explaining the history, which I recommend you read them all. The path or trail or road, whatever you want to call it, is lined with mostly dilapidated buildings, but occasionally there are a few still standing. I even took the time to make a tribute to the Forrest Fenn chase.
Are you in
Candy, a.k.a. Indy, will understand. This is for
Never
you.
mind.
As I neared the end of the town, I was greeted by Rudy, the golden retriever. It was the best part of my day.
Did you say?
Well, almost. The best part of my day was my aha moment when I saw my double arcs on granite bold up close. I'd been staring at them from a distance for 3 days. And the best part, wait for this, their name is Saddleback Mountain. Where have we heard that name before? From Justin's website, he stated, the treasure was photographed inside a saddleback leather 16-inch grandfather briefcase. Okay, one last thought before I end this video. Do you remember how Justin wrote in his book, the best treasures, after all, often hide in plain sight, sometimes between the lines of an acknowledgments page? I believe he is referencing the photo of Forrest Fenn's treasure chest at Marvin's Rock, which was a hint in Fenn's The Thrill of the Chase book, where you have to deviate from your path and cross the river. Is Justin using the Saddleback grandfather case in a similar way to tell us it's at the base of the double arcs of granite gold, and Saddleback Mountain?